This is Zack Daly with your first weekend preview of the 2014-2015 season. The women's soccer team has a pair of home games this weekend, Friday 7 p.m. versus Delaware, and then a quick turnaround at Sunday at 1 versus Columbia. Despite the 1-3 record coming into the weekend, Coach McDermott says the team has been playing good soccer lately. They just haven't been getting the results they wanted. And in order to get results this weekend, they're going to have to take it one game at a time, focusing on Delaware first and Columbia after that.
You know, it's interesting. We didn't get the results we wanted this past weekend, but we actually played a lot of good soccer during it, so we'll build on the positives and on the successes we had on the field. We have some things to solve, and obviously those are something that we'll be working on a daily basis, but on the whole, there were some very good moments, and if we can put together 90 minutes, this team is going to surprise people. Well, right now we're just focused on Delaware, so we just take it one game at a time. Delaware's an outstanding team, good attack, so that's where our whole focus is.
Offense.
Well, we have a lot of respect for their attack, and so obviously we'll spend some time dealing with that in training, but our major focus is just on ourselves right now.
The men's soccer team has arguably their biggest home game of the year on Saturday at 7 p.m. under the lights when Air Force comes to town. Coach Payne says the team's going to want to take the mentality from the St. Joseph's game, a 1-0 win, and try and capitalize on the things that they did right in that game. And they also have to keep their emotions in check for such a big home game.
You know, a number of things we want to build on from our last game. I thought, first and foremost, our mentality going into our last game was better than it was for our opener. With having a stronger mentality about how we approach the game, we were able to get the ball down and play a little quicker. Our ball movement was a little sharper. And we were a little more goal dangerous, and we took our chance well when we got it. So that's what we want to build on. That's what we want to focus on. I think this early in the season, it's still really much more about us than our opponent. Air Force is a very strong opponent. They're off to a great start. They've beaten a very good top 20 team in Cal State Northridge. They drew against a very good Navy team. Those are two teams that were in the NCAA tournament last year. So we have a ton of respect for them. But we have to focus on ourselves and focus on our game, and tactically we'll have some things we're aware of what they do. But right now it's really going to be about us and playing our game and imposing that. Well, at the end of the day, we have segment goals for each part of the season, and we have this process-oriented approach to those goals, and it doesn't change because it's an academy rival. It just makes the outcome, a little bit better. It gives a little bit more weight to the outcome of the match. But how you approach the match, the same amount of focus and concentration. There's obviously a little more emotion involved, and there's going to be alums there, and a little more parents, and all those kind of things. That just makes for a great event. That's what we want at this level. You want a great, entertaining college soccer event, day out for the families, and the players experience that. We don't have to pump that up anymore in the locker room. They're going to feel that and see that. It'll be palpable. It'll be after a football game. So all those things will happen anyway. The main thing is to stay poised, stay composed, stay cool in the heat, as we like to say, and make sure that we implement our game plan.
The men's rugby team starts a new chapter on Saturday when American International College comes to town at 7 p.m. for their first ever Division I Varsity match. Despite not being a varsity team last year, this team has been active on the club level for several years and graduated many pieces from last year's team. Their approach against AIC will be to keep it simple with such a young team.
Well, we're really excited about getting to play. It's been a long time in preparation. We have a very young team. We graduated 20 seniors last year, 13 of our 15 starters, so we have a lot of young folks who want to prove themselves. We're looking forward to it. AIC is a great team, particularly great sevens team, so we should see a lot of wide open running and playing. Well, I think we have to make our game a little bit simplified since we have so many new people. Their strength is probably their back three, so we're going to try to keep the ball away from them. We're not going to kick the ball very much. And we're going to try to take advantage of what we think is a fitness and conditioning advantage that we have. We're going to play as rapidly as we can.
That does it for your weekend preview. Make sure you check out all of our content on YouTube. Just search Army Athletics. For Night Vision, I'm Zack Daly.